You know when you're on a construction site and you see those absolutely massive pieces of machinery lifting incredible weights? Ever thought to yourself, I want to be the one driving that? Well, if you have, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to break down exactly how you can get your Class 7 forklift certification step by step.
And yeah, I'm calling it a beast for a reason. These are not the little forklifts you see zipping around a retail store. We're talking about serious, heavy-duty industrial power. Mastering one takes a very specific set of skills. So let's get right into it.
A Class 7 forklift is really in a whole different league. These are the heavy hitters you see on shipping docks, lumber yards, and sprawling construction projects. Because of their incredible size and the massive loads they handle, trying to operate one without the right training isn't just a bad idea. It is incredibly dangerous, and that's exactly why the certification process is so thorough.
So here's our game plan. We'll start by properly meeting the machine, then we'll walk through the exact path to getting certified. We'll even look inside the training itself, cover the big mistakes you need to avoid, and wrap up with the career payoff. Sound good?
Okay, first up, let's meet the Class 7. Getting this certification is about way more than just driving a big truck. It's about understanding the unique challenge and the huge career opportunity that comes along with it.
And this, right here, gets to the heart of it all. This isn't just a recommendation or a company policy. It's federal law. OSHA, that's the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, they mandate this training for a very simple reason: to keep people safe. Operating without it can lead to massive fines for your employer and serious, serious trouble. So, who's eligible to take on this challenge? Well, the requirements are pretty straightforward. You got to be at least 18 years old. You need to be physically capable of handling the machine, and this is the most important part, you have to have the right mindset to follow safety procedures to the letter. If you can check off those boxes, you're ready to start the real training. Which brings us to the actual path to getting certified. I like to think of it as a 5-step quest, and it's designed to take you from a total beginner to a qualified, certified professional operator.
And look, this isn't some vague, confusing process. It's a really clearly defined path. You start by finding a training program that's OSHA compliant. Then you do the classroom stuff, the formal instruction. After that, you get your hands on the actual forklift for practical training. The final hurdles are a real-world evaluation at your job site, and then boom, you get that official certificate.
And this right here is what you're working toward. This document is your proof that you've done the work and you've met the standards. It's going to have your name, the date you were evaluated, the specific equipment, Class 7 in this case, and the name of the qualified trainer who signed off on your skills.
All right, let's pull back the curtain and look at what the training is actually like. What are you going to master? Well, it's a really solid mix of critical knowledge and practical, hands-on skills.
Your training has to be comprehensive because safety is everything. You're not just going to memorize some OSHA rules. You're going to master every single component and control on that machine. You'll understand the physics of load stability, learn how to spot hazards before they become a problem, and know exactly how to do pre-operation inspections and what to do in an emergency.
So, what's the investment here, in both time and money? Well, the classroom part usually takes a few hours and costs, somewhere between $100 and $250. The hands-on training costs a bit more. But here's the really good news. A lot of employers will actually cover the cost of certification for you, which makes this an incredibly accessible career move. Okay, now for a super important section, the mistakes to avoid. Seriously, knowing these common pitfalls can save you a ton of time, money, and headaches on your way to getting certified. This is probably the #1 question people have. You see those ads all the time, right? Get forklift certified online in 15 minutes. But when we're talking about a heavy-duty Class 7 machine, can you really get what you need just from your computer? The answer is a huge, absolute no. An online course can be a great way to cover the theory part, but it is not a certification. OSHA is crystal clear about this. You must have hands-on, practical training on the specific type of machine, and it has to be followed by an in-person evaluation at your workplace. End of story. This lays it out perfectly. The path to doing it right means getting Class 7 specific training, not some generic course. It means keeping your certificate filed away safely, and it means getting reevaluated. The wrong path, trying to skate by with generic training, losing your paperwork, and blowing off that crucial refresher course. Remember this number, 3. Your certification is good for 3 years. After that, you have to be reevaluated to make sure your skills are still sharp and that you're up to date on all the latest safety procedures. It's an ongoing commitment to being a true professional.
So you've put in the work, you've passed the tests, and you've avoided the common mistakes. What's the payoff? This is where that investment in yourself really starts to pay dividends and open up new doors for your career.
This certification is valuable on so many different levels. For you, it means you're safer. For your company, it means they're compliant with the law. And for your career, it makes you a way more attractive job candidate. Certified operators are always in high demand because that little piece of paper signals skill, reliability, and a serious commitment to safety.
And don't think for a second this is a dead-end job. No way. A Class 7 certification can be a launch pad. It can lead to roles as a heavy equipment specialist, a senior operator, or hey, maybe even a trainer yourself. With some experience, it can open doors to leadership positions like a warehouse supervisor or a logistics coordinator. It's a real career builder.
Which brings us to our final thought. Once you get that certificate in your hand, the journey isn't really over. It's just getting started. The skills you've learned and the doors you've just opened, they're yours now to build on. So the only real question left to ask is, where are you going to take them?